Hey tribe, hey. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. I'm starting out a little bit early. I'm on my meditation trail. So I was listening to Brother Yusuf, and he was talking about why we're here. And then maybe 3 or 4 days ago, I don't know, time just doesn't mean the same thing anymore since my ketamine experience. Okay, there's a crow talking. Oop. So hard to get that way. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, my phone doesn't flip back and forth. Anyway, so I listened to Brother Yusuf, and he did a 2-part series on just the background of us, like how did all this stuff start, and that's like one of the things that it's like in listening to all the different spiritual people who I've listened to, and I just 100% can't get down with somebody saying something happened 50 million years ago, 20 million years ago, because the thing is like carbon dating. So when they go out and they find these, it's like, I don't know, my Virgo self just can't do both. It's like either you hate the world system that's in place and the people that put it in place, or you don't. It's like, okay, so I believe these people did all these things to me, and they're the devil, and they're this and that, this and that, but I don't believe them about carbon dating. I don't believe them about DNA kits. It's like that whole like picking and choosing of what you're going to believe, and then you base your whole theories on stuff. It's like, okay, so 50 million years ago this happened, 20 million years ago this happened, and I'm like, what proof do you have that 20 million years ago that something happened? It's like you just don't. So at any point where someone's talking about unbelievable stuff, it's like it just doesn't go past my Virgo. And so and each of us have a place. I'm thankful that I stumbled on SiStar Myrah, and she explained in detail more about the zodiac signs. I mean, each of us have our thing that we do and that we're drawn to, and even if you don't believe in zodiac or tarot cards or different things like that, I have my bachelor's in psychology. I used to work as a residential drug and alcohol counselor until I quit that dumb shit. I mean, it was just crazy what they do to people in those places. And my last straw, oh, look at beautiful rainbow. Well, not beautiful rainbow, it's like a picture. Can you see it? Up there it is. Wait. It's right there, but on the film it goes. Isn't that interesting how it goes to nothing? What's that telling you? Anyway, I'm busy. So, the last straw was that they were putting a woman out of the drug and alcohol center. She had just had a baby, and she had been on drugs forever, just had a baby, and they were going to put her out. And I was on duty that weekend, and it was my job to put her out. And it was so crazy because the director and the person over her, the vice president or whatever, basically were calling and saying I couldn't help this woman out. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? And so I basically wound up calling another agency in to like help her. And so the lady from the other agency is like, why am I sitting at your agency? Like, why am I sitting here when you're the same kind of agency as us? And I'm like, I know. So that was like the end for me. You know what I'm saying? I had had other experiences and stuff like that with them, and one personal experience that I was involved in, and it just didn't make any sense for me to stay there. What I now know as my solar plex chakra kept on getting hit, and I was just like, every time that I was there, I just, you know, and so I would bend over, like right at my solar plex chakra. I couldn't stand up, and it was just like, okay, I can't do this anymore. So I quit. So it's like just knowing firsthand the different things that go on. It's like in these institutions and stuff, it's like I just can't do it. I mean, that's just not my thing. That's not my thing to be like, oh yeah, sure, I'm going to believe something from 2 million years, So for me, my channel, my gift and stuff like that, it's really just about yourself. I want you to put as much into finding out what happened 50 million years ago. I've had a lot of my own personal experiences, so I don't have to believe in somebody about UFOs or anything like that. I mean, the first time I remember seeing these spaceships I was in Jacksonville, Florida. I was doing doorstep or something, one of the DoorDash. And I was coming from picking up a delivery, and right at the level of the telephone poles, several black ships just zoomed in front. I was like, oh man, and I did get it on video. However, the phone that I have, I don't have that phone anymore. And I thought about saving the phone, but it's like, what does it matter now when I was moving here to Florida? Because I was purging. That wasn't easy. Sigma. Coach Sigma is what I call my love. He was talking to me about the purging and stuff like that. And usually when I know I'm getting off the subject for a minute. However, usually when I'm coming up against him, pretty strong, it's really spirit giving me a confirmation message, and it's like, I wouldn't have to go there, Storm, if you would just take the original message yourself. However, I have to come through your partner, and that usually is a little bit more hectic for me. However, that's the place that I'm in now, where I'm looking at that whole Virgo energy, and I'm just like, okay, Storm, okay, all right, you got the information, you know what's going on, so are you gonna follow it? And I'm like, I'm following it, and it's not really under protest. I'm following it under protest. So anyway, all right, back to the whole 200 million years, 500 million. Like I said, I can't rock with that stuff. However, I can rock with myself. So many things have happened spiritually. People are having so many experiences and stuff like that now. There's really no need to like try to pull it out and say, oh, I saw this. I mean, so many people are having their own experiences. And so anyway, so these black, I just call them ships. And as I was looking and filming, one of them just stood still, and then like it was gone. And it was several of them, and it was back. One was like back and forth, like it was going to get the other ships or say something, and then it like they all took off. So that was like in 2014, end of 2013, something like that. So anyway, I had that experience. So that's the whole thing. It's just like my thing for myself is to just see who you are. Like that's what I'm doing now. Like even though I'm in this place and I'm sharing with you all on YouTube, it's because I've done some work on myself, some study on myself, And the things with Sister Myrah have been a confirmation for me. So it's just like, okay, well, you just have to wait. You have to wait till your door opens. You have to wait till your portal opens. You have to wait. You have to wait. You have to wait. And you have to wait in a certain way. And so when she mentioned about Mama Universe, and I'm like, oh yeah. And when she was telling some of her stories about how Mama Universe has to talk to her, I'm like, oh yeah, that's how I get talked to. Hard head, soft behind. And so it's like, it's interesting because that whole Virgo energy that I have just insists on doing something and making something happen. And if nothing's not happening, it's like the level of discontent, and I've gotten better to where I don't spread that discontent around. However, being with my love, of course, he's just like, I feel your energy, I feel this and that. So when I woke up this morning, I said, love, I'm like, I'm okay. Like I'm traveling, and when I travel, I'm learning stuff about myself. That's all that's happening. I'm learning stuff about myself. There's no need to worry or anything like that. I can't explain it. The only thing I can say is that when I go to sleep, the same thing that I'm doing here, I'm doing there. Just with different people, and it's just as real. So, I'm getting tired of explaining anything. So, I know he's just concerned. And, however, I have discontent with what I'm learning, which is funny. I was laughing, my spirit guides, when I was getting ready to come out here and walk. And so my spirit guides, we were talking. Well, they were joking with me about stuff. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm discontent. I don't like what, and they're like basically saying, you're so funny. And I'm like, I know. I'm a mess. Not a mess that way, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I wanted a teacher, and they're like, you got a teacher. You got more than a teacher. You're getting a whole experience. It's like you're leaving here, going there. You're getting taught everything. You're getting shown everything. It's like you don't have any more questions about anything that's going on. You got everything. It's like, I know. And my lip is poked out. So, hey, I do, I am grateful for the information, and I do think about how beautifully things have been laid out from the ketamine till now. So I'm grateful for that. Just that whole journey. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna present it, or whatever, or put it in a book or share it or whatever, just for sharing. And today, Brother Yusuf was talking, and he was sharing about his first experience. It was a video from 3 years ago. So of course, now what happens is the algorithm, whatever it is, comes up, and on YouTube, and so his stuff comes up. But it was from 3 years ago, and he was sharing about an angel and a devil, his first experience. And so I was just laughing because, of course, I've had those kind of experiences myself. And in the astral world, I've had astral world. Now what I'm doing is lucid dreaming, because I was pouting, put my lip out and being like, I don't want to come back. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'll get up, go get some water, go to the bathroom, whatever, and then come back, and then I'm in the same place. And so I remember when Seven Bomar had talked about it, it's just like, I don't even know, I don't do that, Then one of my friends was saying that she can travel and specifically be somewhere. I was like, well, I don't do that either, And so now it's like to have lucid dreaming, now I'm just like, no, I'm not going back in. And it's like, okay, we could do this. The Spirit's like, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. So the easy way, get your ass in bed so you can lay down and you're not falling out and causing shit to happen, worrying your partner, worrying him after death. It's like, just get in bed. So I'm like, okay, because I definitely don't want to worry my love at all. I mean, I know it's his thing. That's his duty, his responsibility. That's his thing to you know, watch over me physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, all that stuff like that. So I know that's there. However, it's like I don't have to add to it by, you know, being like, I'm not getting in bed, and I fall out on the floor, and and there's nothing wrong. And so anyway, so I've been lucid dreaming, and you know, I do. The biggest thing is like coming to terms with. Oh, they look so cute, walking together. The ducks walking together. See if I can show it to you. There they are. Husband and wife, or husband and husband, or wife, whichever. It doesn't matter. And so anyway, just the information I've been getting, you know, and it's like seeing people that I know here, and they are there, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Can these people get away from me? Like, I don't even have those kind of relationships with those people now, and I just don't want them showing up, and I don't want them around me. I don't want them showing up. And definitely they're in this world and that world. I'm just like, fuck. So anyway, I know Spirit's just showing me stuff, so I appreciate that, because it's like the calmness that comes over me the more I learn about stuff. So I'm sitting in the corner all the time in the spiritual world, getting in trouble. I'm listening. I'm just pouting because I don't want it this way. So again, that's just my Virgo energy. So it's like easy way or hard way. You just sit and listen and learn and get educated, you know. It's on you. So anyway, I'm doing it. I'm trying to see, like I said, since the ketamine, I'm just trying to count days and do stuff like that. It doesn't matter. I mean, everything's blurring into one place. So I talked to Love today, and I just was telling him, I said, you know, I'm just exhausted. I'm just exhausted on all levels, and I just want to do nothing. I even told my granddaughter that the other day. I said, she's like, well, you can rest for 3 days. And she kept showing me her nails. You can rest for 3 days, and then you can go back, and then you can go do it. I'm like, yeah. However, I've been doing this for 4 years. So I'm exhausted since 2018. So I'm exhausted, and I'm just exhausted in a different way. It's like the whole ketamine experience. You know, it's like once you understand what's going on, and once you see, and you can't unsee, you know, and so it's like all the emotions that have gone with that. And my teachers are my spirit guides and stuff, and they're like having no like mercy or whatever. They're just like, dude, like, what's your problem? You know what I'm saying? This is what you wanted. This is what you asked for. And now you have it. And it's like, yes, the truth is so exhausting, you know, because you can't go back. You know, you can't unsee. I can't unsee. And it's exhausting. And then it's like, okay, I can't unsee. And then when I'm moving around in this world, the world that I get the pizza delivered in, however, you know, I get pizza delivered wherever. But I haven't been eating in that other dimension. So the world that I'm in here, I eat in. The world over there, I don't. It's just a bunch of series of, you know, stuff going on. However, I'm not eating. I'm not telling, I mean, for whatever reason, I'm not sure. I mean, with Brother Yusuf telling about the angel demon story that he had, I'm still not feeling that it's okay for me to share my stuff. Kind of like puts a, allergies. I don't know. Yeah, not yet. However, I love to talk, so when it's time to share, I'll share. However, I guess the biggest thing is like, for me, even today, talking with love, and it's like, I'm not a collective person. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you can't get 2-3 people to do shit, you know. And the main complaint about black people is just that. But it's not only us, it's like anybody. You can't get them, no matter what race, you know, you can't get them to do stuff, you know. And so it's like, I'm not on the whole collective thing, because where I am spiritually are the different things that have impacted me. Like even going to do ketamine. I mean, I don't know anyone around me doing ketamine, you know. So it's like, even doing ketamine, it's like, so just whatever it takes for me to do my spiritual study, my spiritual things like that, it may not take another person. And I know from firsthand experience with my tribe in Atlanta and tribe in Alabama, it's like I was different when I came back. And it was like just settling back into my other tribe. It took a year to do that. So, and it was nothing with them. It was just me. It's like, once my eyes are open, I just see things and, you know, understand things and want things and different things like that is different than tribe, you know. And however, of course, I love tribes. And so it's like just learning and understanding how to settle and sit within myself while I'm having all these spiritual experiences. And so it's been weeks, because I've been back for a couple weeks. At least 10 days. So at that point, then I'm back. Something keeps jumping out the water. See, I never can catch it. It never can catch it. Never can catch it coming out the water. But anyway, so I've been back for weeks, and I don't even remember, like, I got back, and I don't know, it must have been a couple of days in that Love mentioned to me that I wasn't sleeping. And then I didn't even realize, like, I'm not sleeping. And then Love was like, you're not sleeping. It's like, okay, I'm not sleeping. And then I just said, I'm like, because I'm traveling. He's like, stop traveling. I'm just like, what? Stop traveling? It's like, no. It's like, I'm not slowing down. I remember a long time ago when I was still in the church, and my brother and I used to go to this, church. And, you know, it was like noontime prayer at the church, and we used to go to. And it was like, he was saying about, you know, I can slow it down or whatever, you know. And I was just like, no, like, let's just go. This is what I asked for. Let's just go. So you see all the bags under my eyes. Haven't slept at all. I'm exhausted. However, like I said, it's exhausting in a different way. It's like feeling the weight of your spiritual self, understanding, like you're no longer like say you're 18 years old and you leave home, and then everything happens. You got to pay for bills. You got to do everything your parents were doing and stuff like that. Now you have to do. So that's the best thing I can relate it to. So now it's like that spiritually, that, yeah, this is it. Big girl panties. So it's taxing. And then it was just like the last session of the ketamine is like, good, I can just stay here. And they're like, nope, boop. They kicked me out. And I definitely don't want to do ketamine again. I don't want to, you know, I mean, I just deal with my own stuff now that I have the tools. And now that the ketamine session gave me the tools to be able to not be connected to the past. And like, I can't even connect things the way that I used to. They don't even fit anymore. You know, of course you could force anything. However, that's not where I am. So now I was thinking today of a way to explain it. And it's like, you know, in the Matrix movie, when he was in the hallway with so many doors. So I'm just in the hallway and there's no doors. So it's like, I don't know if what's in front of me is the front door and behind me is the back doors or a door on the sides. I don't know. I'm just standing in the hallway. So it's like, you know how some kids can just, no matter what, be okay. They'll just make up games and do everything. They'll be playing. Then you open the door and be like, okay, come in. They're like, okay. So that's where I'm looking to be at, you know. I'm not there yet. However, today when I went to get some breakfast, I was just like, okay, let me just play my music. And so I was just dancing around playing my music, and there's really nothing anyone, you know, can do for me. It's like I just have to be in this moment where I've chosen to be at. So that's all that's happening. So it's not like nothing's negative is happening. So it's just interesting to go through it. And what I'm talking about is SiStar Myrah talks about the 12 zodiac signs. She's like, she's not for that. She's for wholeness. And in her wholeness, that she understands is that, you know, the zodiac signs, you have 6 physical signs and 6 spiritual signs. So she calls them axes. So the whole thing is 6 and they're axes. And in those axes, for me, Virgo and Pisces. So the physical self is Virgo and the spiritual self is Pisces. So I've done everything I could physically, and now it's just I've handed the baton off to Pisces. And so in handing the baton off to Pisces, now it's like I just never been in this position before. I've never been in a position where I've not done something, not made something happen. And that's like, even now, I think it's harder because I learned about, you know, the world using my energy. Like I've gotten invited to one Olympic training camp, and then I found a group that was running in Maryland, and that was the second Olympic development team that I was on, and didn't make it. Hurt my back. My back was injured in the military, and then that just exasperated trying to work out. I couldn't do it. And from there, I fell off a plane in the military, so yeah, I can't do that kind of stuff. Yeah. And so anyway, and then the other one was, you know, my great fiasco with the Gate River Run and coming in the top 10%, and why that didn't happen. And it was really weird to be shut down like that, you know, because it's like everything was like perfect and lined up, and to be shut down like that. And so then in listening to SiStar Myrah talk about it, and she talks about how they use your energy and stuff like that. And so I'm like, okay, that does make sense. You know what I'm saying? Everything that she was saying was just confirmation. And then I was listening to someone else, and they were basically talking about, I had said that before, that my spiritual stuff comes when I'm running, really. Because, you know, I work out, do the boot camp. I love doing the boot camp when I was doing it. However, it's when I'm running that stuff happens, you know. And so it's like I'm not doing that now. And the last time I ran was on the 5th of March. And I just don't want to. I don't want to do anything. You know, if I could be somewhere on a beach with my feet kicked up and I'm just doing my spiritual studies, and I don't have to be on a schedule. Like if I want to be up and my daytime is 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then I go to bed at 3, which is practically what I want to do when I'm thinking about it now, because I'm pretty much done at 3 p.m. And then I'm up early. Well, the past couple weeks I haven't been sleeping, but prior to that I would always be up like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like boom, wide awake, like, okay, it's time to go do something. And Love is like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm not sleepy. And I only, you know, do like 3 to 4 hours of sleep. I've been doing that for years, you know, and that was fine. So I would be doing that again. However, when I was saying that, just when I started my walk, I was talking to, Spirit butted in my personal thoughts. And it was like, okay, so if you had that, you know, would you be able to handle that? Like, would you go back into the same stuff that you just got out of? And I'm like, yeah, because I'm not even thinking about that stuff. And then it brought up another situation, like in this situation too. And I'm like, that might be a little bit more difficult. And then it's kind of like I fast forwarded and went through like what it would be like. And I'm like, okay. So it's like I'm being in this position because it's the best protected space for me. It's the best space for me to be in while I'm in this transition. And I think I said transmutation the other day. That word keeps on coming up. It's like every time I say transition, it's like Spirit says transmutation. So anyway, sorry guys, my allergies. Anyway, which didn't start until I started trying to do this video. Just want you all to know. My physical self is just like, It's kicking up a fuss because it knows, you know, the more I find out about my spiritual self, the less it's going to be, you know, running things. So anyway, I'm just taking a break. I'm not doing anything except for, you know, of course, taking care of love, going to work, and doing my walks. That's it. And so that's all I want to do. And even though the Virgo energy is putting up such a fuss, you know, a real fuss, I'm just like, no. It's like, because I've done that before, you know, I've gotten involved in stuff, that energy is there, people start calling me, then I start committing myself and doing things and talking, and then that's how I wound up here. And, you know, it's just like my energy is just done on all levels with any and everything else but myself. And so that's where I did so much work on myself, and where the beautiful part is, like when everything was going on with COVID and people, you know, were forced to stay home and be with themselves. And so I was already doing that kind of stuff. So now it's just a part of me that's doing the other stuff. Oh yeah, I am moving on. That's out of Atlanta, in case you all were wondering about the shirt. And so it's just like, now it's just like I just never been in the position where, you know, it's just like, okay, this is the boundaries that I have, you know, for myself. And it's not that I'm mad, upset, this or that or whatever. Everything I've done to myself. I've willingly participated in and stuff like that. And now I'm just saying I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm not, you know, and I don't have to make a big speech about it or this or that about it and stuff like that. It's just like,